Hey guys, it's Shelby here. I want to talk to you about a game that I've been playing the past couple of days called Knock Knock. A little side note, I'm recording this off my laptop, so I apologize for the terrible quality. But anyways, I came across this game on the PlayStation Store, and I paid, I think, like $5 for it. So it's not very expensive, and you can finish the game within 2 to 3 hours, so it's pretty short. And Knock Knock. It's a pretty weird game. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna do the best that I can to try to explain this game without spoiling it. It's also pretty difficult to explain because it's so weird. So bear with me through this little intro before I get into the gameplay. But anyway, so you're playing this guy that suffers from insomnia, and he can't sleep night after night, and over time, like anxiety builds up, and he grows more tired, and he's in like this dream-like world, even though he's awake, and he keeps thinking that these things, like these like hallucinations that he has, are coming after him and coming into his house, and I guess the really creepy part about all of that is that these things he thinks are coming after him become reality in the real world. But I'll explain the real world in a little bit. We're talking about the dream world right now. So, as I mentioned, he thinks these things are coming after him, and so he does like this routine check of turning on all the lights and opening up all the doors, and because when you're scared at night, turning on the lights just seems a lot more comforting and better versus being scared in the dark. With that being said, even though you have the lights on, that does not mean that the things that you think are coming after you won't get to you. So, yeah, so there's that, and I guess the purpose of this game is well, okay, let's backtrack. One of the purposes of this game is that you are trying to get through the night into the next morning. So you have this clock that will either go back in time or forward in time and get you closer to morning or further away from morning. And it all depends on, if you touch the things that you think are coming after you, that pushes the clock backwards. And then if you hide behind furniture, that also pushes the clock forward or backwards. But it protects you from the things that you think are trying to get from you to a point. I personally do not recommend hiding behind furniture. If possible, try to just run into like another room and basically just get away from those things. You'll also notice sometimes in a room there's like an eye in the wall, and it looks like it's peeking in through like into your house. And basically what that is he thinks that something is watching him, and so when the lights are off they can't see him, and when the lights are on they can. However, if you turn on the lights, it eventually just kind of like conquers that thing, and it does push the clock backwards a little bit, but I feel like in the end it helps because you don't have to worry about the thing like looking at you anymore. And then as the game progresses in the dream world, the house gets bigger and bigger, and more chaos happens. You hear voices talking, and doors slam shut, and next thing you know, you're getting flown into another room, and the lights break, and it's crazy, and it's pretty creepy. It kind of gives me the chills sometimes when I'm playing it. Anyway, so that kind of sums up the dream world. Oh, another thing. You're supposed to find like these diary clippings, and sometimes these diary entries will just randomly appear, and apparently that doesn't count as finding them. So I'm still trying to figure out what that means, trying to find these clippings, because it's a 2D side-scrolling game. So left, right, up, down, pretty basic. And you can't explore the room. So, yeah, you're supposed to find these clippings. And then, yeah, that pretty much sums up the dream world. Then there is the real world, where you still do like the routine of turning on the lights, opening up doors, stuff like that. And then suddenly the door swings open, and you don't know who did it because you live by yourself in the middle of nowhere. And then next thing you know, you're in the forest. But I will say that the forest is actually really important. there are things that you have to find in the forest. I'm not going to say what, but depending on how many of these things you find and like what you find and how long you spend in the forest determines the end of the game for you. So there's technically 3 endings to this game. There is the good ending and the bad ending, and then what I call the neutral ending. The neutral ending basically is where you just drive yourself to complete madness, and it says game over, and you have to start the entire game all over again. The clock breaks, like, it's bad. But apparently there's like an even more like terrible ending. I don't know, I haven't experienced that ending yet, so we'll see. That pretty much sums up the real world. Creepy stuff does kind of happen in the real world, but like you don't hear the voices or anything. You just hear like a huge like pounding noise on the door, and then it starts open, and music will play, and it's kind of creepy. And so that pretty much sums up the game without spoiling it. I don't know if I recommend this game. It's one of those that's so weird, you have to just experience it for yourself. I personally, for some reason, ended up really enjoying this game. The first time that I played it, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't understand the purpose of this game, but I was so intrigued that I just had to find out how this game ends. So I am on my 3rd time playing this game, and I'm just now starting to like understand like what I'm doing and what's going on. So between playing it a couple of times and research, this game is becoming more clear to me. So if you're watching the gameplay and you're still just totally confused on what's going on, or maybe I may have skipped something and I didn't realize it, like when I was trying to explain this game, or you're not totally like sold on it, I don't know, if you just have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll do the absolute best to try and answer them. Like I said though, it's a really weird game. It's pretty eerie, kind of spooky, creepy, whatever you want to call it, and you just have to experience it for yourself. Anyways, so here is some gameplay of Knock Knock. Hope you enjoy it.
Anketel armdidi betarapam babiragago ang agar tikatala tarkatapata lebe anketel lebe. Listen. Be still.
I'm coming to seek you. Did you forget to hide?
Just when you thought about it, it came in. Do not. Wait there.
And what should he do now? Your fear made me.
I want to see you. Get out. It is not deep here. Can you hear me coming? Do not. Where are you? Just when you thought about it, it came. Listen. Why?